Hey guys, it's Jim here, and today I'm going to be talking about a rare guitar that you cannot legally purchase new in the United States of America. And to prove this, you can't even see it on Fender's website. So if you find the link, like I'm going to show you right now, click it, you get 404. Unless you have a VPN, you can't even see the models on offer from Fender Japan. This is a 2021 Fender Made in Japan limited edition traditional 60s Mustang. A lot of words, but a lot of guitar. Now the first thing you're going to notice if you look at a Vintera versus one of these, this guy has a beautiful dark slab of rosewood on it compared to the very light Pal Ferro. Now in tone practice, there's not really a whole lot in it. Some people have their little crackpot conspiracy theories. I think they both sound great. However, when you are clearly going for the aesthetic of the originals, which this is clearly a reissue of, it looks off. It just does to have a really light fingerboard. All of the really classic Fenders had a dark slab of rosewood. But the competition Mustangs were only made in America in the 60s and 70s. You're not going to find an American vintage reissue one of these guys. This is as close as you're going to get. Another point of differentiation between this and a Vintera, this has a bone nut. The Vintera has a synthetic bone nut, which it's not the end of the world. Both are going to function fine, but I mean, if you're spending over $1,000 on a guitar, I'd prefer that it came with a real bone nut. Like the majority of Mustangs that I've had in the past, this is an extremely manageable weight, 7.14 pounds. It has a 9.5-inch radius, but it has vintage frets. To me, I could not spec out a guitar that I would want more from this body style. I absolutely love the neck too, is not a thin C, which you're gonna find on any of the Vinteras, and I haven't played a classic vibe one of these, but I have played classic vibes of the Jazzmaster. It's a much thinner neck. This guy is a U, but don't let that scare you or put you off. It kind of feels a little bit more substantial in your hands. If you're a Gibson player, oh, this is just easy peasy transition. And in light of the fact that I have done several Mustang reviews on this channel, one even 2 weeks ago, I'm not going to do it traditionally like that. The cleans are fantastic. I love when you're playing percussively. You really can feel the quick attack of the instrument. There's not a whole lot of sustain, but it holds really well. And the fluidity of the neck, you can actually adjust the tension on this fairly easily by raising or lowering this guy right here, the cigar. By doing that, if you raise it up, the tension's going to go down. If you want it a little more tense, push it down a little bit more. It won't feel so much like spaghetti. I kind of like a compromise of both. And while you're never going to get gobs of sustain like a mahogany Les Paul with a Fender Mustang, it definitely holds its own when it comes to gain. I am very pleasantly surprised every time I fire up a more aggressive amp and I play one of these guitars. You are going to deal with 60 cycle hum, but it beefs up really well. And I know part of the reason that Kurt Cobain played Mustangs was because they were inexpensive to get and left-handed, and he didn't have a ton of money. But you think of those big, grungy, thick sounds, it can do it every day of the week, and I love it. The next clip I'm going to show you guys is going to be a full band kind of scenario. It's going to be the Mustang as all the electric guitars, my American Professional P bass as the bass, and the drums. This is tough to mix right now. It's one overhead and one kick. So when I'm playing kind of softer music, it's a lot easier to get a basic decent sounding mix, but once I start hitting hard, as you're going to hear, oh, it's rough. And I might be decent at guitar, I might be decent at drums, I am not somebody that's very good at mixing. So I apologize in advance for it not being the best sounding thing in the whole world. I love this guitar playing lead. It is just so easy. I feel so comfortable. I feel so confident. It's familiar to me because I grew up playing Fenders, but I didn't grow up with the shorter scale length guitars. And as I've started to experiment more and more with different brands, different scale lengths, this just hits right in the sweet spot for that kind of playing. And well, it just works. Now, as far as what would this guitar potentially need that it doesn't come stock from the factory with, well, it's very similar to the PRS S2 line. So the gig bag that comes with this, it's a lot worse than the one that comes with the PRS. I'm not trying to dog on the PRS one, but it's still a gig bag. If you really want to take this thing out and you want to protect it, because look at it, it's gorgeous. You don't want this thing all dinged up or screwed up. Buy a hard case. The other thing is, you might want to throw in a better set of pickups, but to me, I'm happy with these for right now. I eventually, because this is mine, I didn't buy this to resell this. I'm keeping it. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm probably going to throw a set of Lindy Fralins in and call it a day. The hardware itself, amazing. The nut, bone, like I said. Tuners, fantastic. This guitar is amazing out of the box. So just to drive the point home one more time, if you are interested in an offset guitar that's a little bit different with really unique specs, awesome finishes, you really should be checking out Fender Japan. They even have Jazzmasters and Jags right now, matching headstocks, roasted necks with the rosewood. Oh, looks absolutely fantastic. And I think it goes without saying, my final verdict on this guitar, I absolutely love it. I could not have designed a better Fender Mustang for me. If you like what I'm doing, please leave a like on this video. I do appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out, and it lets YouTube know that other people might be interested in this content as well. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Fender Japan. Check out the website. I'll leave a link to it. You do what you have to do as far as using a free VPN. Check out what they have available. Let me know what you like down below. And other than that, I will see you tomorrow for another guitar-related video. Take it easy, you guys.